Hi, welcome to our campaign. Now I have to speak fast because we've got lousy broadband. It'll take a day to upload this as it is. I'm just a volunteer on David's project. Only encountered him 3 or 4 months ago and my partner and I decided to help out. In fact, it probably destroyed our relationship because it's that thing where, against the odds of just getting it ready next spring, putting full power in, full effort in, well, it's not a stressful thing, but just cutting through the confusion about the fact that David has to be after one supplier or another for shoddy goods here and there. I know what it's all about. I've known about green projects for years and years. I've had some dealings with them. It is stressful in that just to save this kind of stuff for our kids. Now this is where I come and forget about all this confusing eco stuff. Well, save of course is far too big a word because the planet looks after itself, but to prevent big climate change, which is going to probably, in the first instance anyway, send many more millions of refugees throughout Europe, and we'll have many more Nigel Farages, etc., which is the bit I really don't like. Anyway, to cut through it all, I was going around the shops today in my local town of Kington and just talking to a few friends of mine saying, oh, you must come up to this house that we're just about to launch. And intelligent, non-alcoholic, sane people just are so lost. In fact, I was speaking to a friend of mine who I've known for 20 years, and first thing she said, yeah, we're thinking about a heat pump, and I had to say, well, you must come up to David's because it seems to be a lot more confusing than that. So come round for a drink. You'll love the guy. He will talk you through the waffly, often really rather charlatan claims of some people, and will do his best by you. That's all I know. I got a kid. She's 17 and she's doing very well at school. She's doing physics and maths. Now if she ever turned around to me and said she wants to do environmental science or anything connected, it's quite simple. I will say, I have to push away all the other interns and get you as chief intern, because this is the man. We haven't had time to do a simple. We need to find an archetype and have a 3-minute discussion with them as our campaign video, probably. Maybe we'll do that in a day or two. But it's actually about this, of course, and I'm 50-something. I've been around a lot of green people, and to me, and others know, this man and the project, which we'll all co-host as things settle down, is just one of the best I've ever encountered. And one other thing, apart from saving yourself or your friends or relatives if they're doing any building, pots of money in the long run. I've been, or me and my partner, we're going to many green meetings, and one always comes away feeling, but what the hell can I go and do tomorrow? Well, here you are. Get to know David's place, and what you can do tomorrow is just find a local planning meeting. Cameron and Co have pledged to allow many more homes to be built. Let's not comment on that. Other than to say, well, if that's going to happen, you will find at planning meetings, particularly in the countryside, there may be some resistance. The NIMBY, call it what you want. It doesn't matter. But sticking your hand up and saying, well, look, this planning application will probably get shoehorned through regardless, but you, Mr. or Mrs. Developer, or their agent, you might get some better PR. You might get more support, kudos, and friendship with your community if within your development you include a few homes to this kind of standard. And it really is a case of, if you're really careful, use some of David's experimental principles, which are about balancing the knowledge at the extreme end, where, I mean, the sky's the limit in terms of what energy you can save if you spend a fortune, putting it at an affordable level, just 10-20% premium on a normal build. You can have something that is, to use the technical term, pretty much at passive house standard. And it also has many long-term benefits. For example, you have less mould, your books and clothes don't go mouldy. Your replacement, there will be less replacing of necessary items like gutters and central heating systems if you use these super well made ones that David's learnt are the most cost effective in the long run. So it's kind of a win-win situation, and of course the more homes that are built using these products, none of which, by the way, we will ever have any commercial links with, the cheaper the products get, so more people can use them. Ergo, Mr. Planning Department, politician and developer, down to ordinary person who can go and say just that at their local planning meeting next week. Thank you for listening. And watch the other films with David in, because they're much more interesting. Finally, don't you dare pass this on, because this is my private hidden valley. Nobody else ever comes to except me and the farmer. I don't want anybody to know about it. Ever.